Hello and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Live Garden. In this video, I'm going to give you a tour of my vegetable garden and show you how the plants are doing. It's the 28th of July today, and the summer has not been that great here in UK. So all of the plants are actually lagging behind, especially the vegetable plants. My flower board has been doing quite well compared to other gardens that I have seen in YouTube. In this border, I'm growing all of my tomatoes, bottle goods, and there are different varieties of tomatoes I'm growing, and some varieties are doing better than others. This variety, look at how many buds, flower buds in this. This variety is called Ildi, and I've been growing this variety for a few years now. It always does better than other variety. The bottle goods doing not so well. This is because we did not get much heat this year. The summer has been really poor. Last year when I grew those bottle gourds in this raised bed, by end of July I was harvesting quite a lot of bottle gourds already, but this year they have just started to reach the top of the trellis. And also I've lost few bottle gourds plants to the slug damage. So like everyone, slug has been the main worry that I had to battle this year. In this border, I'm growing aubergine and also hyacinth beans in here. And again, hyacinth beans not doing that great. This is a ground cherry plant. It's like a tomato. It's one of those variety that is very sweet. I've planted some marigolds in between the aubergine plants, the eggplant plants, and it's quite clear that the eggplants are not doing that great, although they're looking much better now than they were 2 weeks back. So maybe if you're lucky you'll get some harvest of eggplants, but not very promising this year. Here I'm also growing some chilies outside in pot, and they are doing really well. I have already made a video of all of my chili plants inside the greenhouse. But these chili plants, they were some of the extra plants that I just potted up and left it outside. Yeah, I've been feeding them. I've been taking care of them in terms of, spraying with liquid seaweed and feeding with liquid fertilizer every week or so. And they are actually doing quite well. Again, there are different varieties of it. I'll make another video of those chili plants and show you what the varieties I'm doing and how they're doing compared to the plants in my greenhouse. Right, so this is my raised bed 3, and here I initially planted some amaranth in here, alshak in Bengali, but due to the slug they've all been destroyed. I've got few left, but you can see clear slug damage on them. They're still getting eaten by slug, so I'm not really hopeful that I'm going to get a harvest of this amaranth. So I've just interplanted some runner beans in between, and these I've planted a few days back. Again, there are different varieties of runner beans, and I've done a couple of trellis for the runner beans to climb up. These are ungbok. These are Chinese, sort of like Chinese cabbage. They taste a little bit like mustard, and I had a really good harvest during the spring, so I planted some more of these ungbok, but they are not doing that great. They actually started to bolt, i.e. they're going to seed, so not going to be getting any harvest of ungbok. Again, more runner beans in here. Interplanted some chard as well, different varieties of chard, because I'm always thinking about the autumn and winter. So chard, while the runner beans is it's going and takes up the trellis, the chard will be there. Hopefully these are these don't get destroyed by the slug. They will be there and they'll be kept to grow for overwintering in this raised bed. And hopefully I'll get some harvest throughout the winter of this chard that I've planted here. Moving on to raised bed 4, I have a zucchini in here. Again, these are very late, but finally they've started to produce zucchinis, and we should be able to harvest in a few more days. I direct sown some peas in here, and this has been actually doing really well. The peas likes the colder weather, and as you can see, as a result, they have thrived in this cold summer that we've had here in UK. But I'm pleased to see that that we got a quite good harvest of peas. This is the first time I've grown peas, and yeah, I think I'll be growing peas going forward. I've got a couple of pumpkin plants in here. So this variety is called Sweetie. Is the variety is the seeds I got it from Bangladesh. So again, I think they prefer much warmer weather. So they've started to get going just now. Corn, sweet corn are doing really well. I've got around 8 9 plants in here, and they have been doing really well. They've actually started to produce the flowering stem now. Few onions in here that I need to harvest. I planted those last winter, and yeah, they've just been planted in here to make use of the empty space that I had after the summer crop. So this is something that you can do if you have space left after you harvest your summer crops. Raised bed 5, again 3 more zucchinis in here. They are pushing out new flowers, and I have some dwarf push beans. I've already done a little bit of harvest, but they haven't again done very well due to the cold weather. These are cucumbers. Again, these are one of the variety from Bangladesh, and this variety again outside they've just started to pick up. There are cucumbers on the stem I can see. Hopefully if we get a little bit of warmer weather, should be able to get some harvest and as the fruit set, because with the colder weather these small cucumbers not going to set fruit, so we need the heat. Planted some hyacinth beans in here during May June, again did not do very well. And then inside I've planted some kohlrabi, and these are now ready to harvest. Couple of Swiss chard in here that I'll be harvesting soon. Over here again more pumpkins, but this variety is one of the smaller variety I think. And the way I planted is like I've just direct sown those pumpkin seeds, I think around April time, late February April time, and they've came up and they're now starting to produce fruit, although we need some male flowers. Without the male flowers this fruit is not going to set. Over in this side I have another 4 or 5 varieties of pumpkins. These are Bangladeshi variety. And again, as you can see the difference, these are still not very large compared to these one. These have already started to climb up. Right, moving on. Growing some collards in here. These have been thriving. I think I transplanted these collards around late February, and I've got around 10 plants in here, and I will be harvesting collards from this one, I think, by the end of this year, because this is already producing collards, whereas the other plants in this raised bed, these ones I think will produce collards over the winter and spring next year. But this plant, I think I should be able to harvest collards by end of this year. So I actually like collards because I can have those small collards sprout in my salads. And then I have some more pumpkins in here. They're not doing really well, maybe need some fertilizers. And then these are different collard variety that I'm just trialing out. Here in this raised bed, I've got more runner beans. So this variety is Cobra. I've grown this last year and they've done really well. But this year I grew some Cobra runner beans variety and I transplanted them in here around the normal time when I transplant, like late May. And due to the cold weather, they've been just sitting here and not climbing up. We've got a little bit of warmer weather now and they've started to pick up, whereas a different variety, purple variety, more tolerance of the cold weather, and they have climbed up to the top of the trellis. So when I saw that the Cobra Renavis variety wasn't growing, I started another batch, and this is a later batch that I've transplanted in here, and these are doing better than the one that I planted earlier around late May. So there's your proof that when you grow vegetables, you do need warmer weather to get a good harvest and timely harvest. Right, in this raised bed, I've got again Swiss chard in here, and I'm growing some radishes in here. Radishes are doing really well. I think it's time to harvest this radish now. And then I've got another batch of Swiss chard in here. Few amaranth denga that I transplanted in here. They haven't been doing really well. They've just been sitting here. Lal shak, couple of them volunteer lal shak. I think they've just gone to seed. I plan to collect seeds from this one for next year, so that's why I haven't harvested them. Right, in this raised bed, I've got my first batch of amaranth denga that I transplanted in here. Again, they've only just started to pick up now. And here I've got some garlic chive plants in and some flower plants in here. In here, in this raised bed, I've got some artichoke that are thriving. This raised bed, I always struggle to grow vegetable, don't know why. So my plan next year is to, after I harvest all of these vegetables and leafy vegetables and artichoke, I'll have to dig and hopefully make the soil less compact. I generally do no-dig gardening, but because the growth in this bed been really poor, I plan to do a little bit of digging in this raised bed once I harvest those. These are again some chard and some mustard that I want to collect seed from, so that's why I just let it grow. So there you go, there was a quick update of my vegetable garden. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've got something out of it. Please like, comment and share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.